Oni, great to have you here at Rakuten AI Optimism. Of course, we've just had our on-stage discussion about Japan's edge cloud opportunity and also the Rakuten Symphony Google Cloud partnership. Can you tell us a bit more about that partnership, why it's so important, and some of the outcomes that have already been delivered?
There is a specific need for these enterprises to start looking at an edge cloud. And what does edge cloud basically do? It gives the enterprises to take decisions instantaneously close to the customer. What we are offering is very similar solution which is available on the cloud at a very small footprint at the edge, which can take advantage of AI, drive more efficiency, more productivity, better customer experience, and decision-making processes much faster. So let's take manufacturing, automobile, which is pretty big in Japan, right? So let's consider, based on what we know in this market today, every 30 minutes, a car is rolled out. And if it's end of the day, around about 10,000 cars have rolled out. And you figure out there was a defect happening with one particular screw or a paint which didn't go well, right? They need to recall the entire batch. The cost of running that is huge. The same thing, you have a car rolling out and there are cameras all around, and then AI is basically matching whether there was any defect in the car. You can find out instantaneously, stop the process, and make sure that the car doesn't get rolled out to the customer or to the dealership. So you're saving enormous amount of money in that process. It's not the question of infrastructure. When you're processing images which are very high bandwidth, that by the time the data goes to the cloud and comes back, 100 cars have rolled out.
Yeah.
You have to do something at that point.
One thing that we discussed in detail before was opportunities in the Japanese market for edge cloud and enterprise cloud more broadly, but mainly edge cloud. Can you tell us about some of the examples and ways in which you believe Rakuten and Google Cloud in combination can serve Japanese customers?
Japan has an enormous footprint of technology available in the marketplace, and people are very accustomed with automation. What we can provide a scale in which that can be operated. That's number one. Second most important thing, when the product lands in the hand of the customer from Google, the enterprise customer should not even worry about it, because we have done all the validation which is required before the product lands. Security, data security, how the data is secured, how the database is secured, how the applications are taken into account. If there is a failure, what happens? All that has been taken into account. So they're getting basically a foolproof system. They can power it in and it will start working.
Excellent. Let's talk about how AI is being incorporated into edge solutions and specifically edge cloud, and perhaps even how the Rakuten Symphony Google Cloud partnership ties in with some of those ongoing trends.
See, if you look at our solution, right, we are ubiquitous. You can run a GPU, you can run a CPU, depending upon our platform basically doesn't have different solutions for GPU-based solution or CPU-based solution. So from that perspective, it makes life very easy, because you're using one application. The same infrastructure can be used for a GPU kind of environment. The same can be used for a CPU kind of environment where you're running an AI application. The way we have designed our product, it is a hyper-converged solution which allows to get maximum output of the hardware infrastructure which you're using, and AI can absolutely monetize that value over a period of time.
Oni, thank you very much for joining me on stage today at Rakuten AI Optimism. It's been a pleasure hosting you today. Thank you.
Thank you, James. Thank you very much.
Cheers.